What's up, my guy?
Howdy freaking doody, dude.
Do you like my new background?
Wow, it literally looks like you're getting plowed from behind by Jason Statham
Yes.
from
Looks
Crank.
like-
Well, that's definitely not a green screen. You're definitely recording while getting absolutely butt bumped by fucking Statham.
Nice save there. I like that you can see the scar from like the implant that he gets into his chest.
Oh
So,
yeah, now he's implanting into you.
Yeah, this was a very good suggestion for the background. I appreciate it.
Yeah, didn't know you were that flexible. Your kneecaps are looking.
There's a lot you don't know about me, apparently.
Apparently, hot damn.
All right. Are you keeping the new vehicle very clean?
Trying to. I had one.
Circles?
Yeah, no, I had one friend. I'd offered to drive, obviously, because when you have a new car, you drive everywhere. But we were driving back from the Hawks game after they won. Hell yeah, making it into the playoffs. I made a little wager on that one, $50 to win $240 that the Hawks would win the series. So anyway,
pretty good odds. Nobody really picked them. I mean, nobody outside Chicago really picked them, I guess. But
exactly. But happy to have sports back. So as we were leaving that game, my guy Mike Pasinich took a little to-go cup full of goldfish and was just munching them in my car. Now my car's a mess. Got to get it vacuumed out and cleaned.
Oh man, that motherfucker's walking for the rest of the time.
Drunk munchies.
Seriously. And how do you not like keep extra clean in somebody else's car? Oof.
Brand new.
You suck, percentage. There was one other thing I wanted to say before we got really started here is our friend and sometimes fill-in guest host on the show, Darryl from Watch It Like, had a baby boy. Well, his wife had a baby boy yesterday. 9 pounds, 6 ounces, which is a giant baby. But I did want to pass along our congratulations and best wishes. Sounds like everybody's doing well. So,
hell yeah, dude. D-Man back.
What'd you say about Darryl being a bitch?
No, I said D-Man's back, baby. Double down on the dad duties.
Wow, that was impressive alliteration.
You know it.
Do you think Mark could say that?
No, 0%. He's on a boat.
He is this week.
He's on a boat, motherfucker, on a boat.
Okay. Well, speaking of, it's a perfect transition because we got a little video breakdown here. I don't know that we're going to do this every week or anything, but this one just seemed like it warranted a replay. This has been going around, I don't know, dropped earlier this week. I need people to tell me whether it's actually real or fake. Drummond says, "Fix your title." I panicked. Okay, I don't know.
Tax collector, the tax collector, and Shia LeBeouf.
Did I fuck something up? I thought it was like a D&D stream. Anyways, here's the video. All right. So there's a few things that we can deduce here, right? We have to assume this guy's got maybe a little bit of money. He's out on this fancy boat. It looks like, that looks like the ocean. Doesn't look like a tiny lake or something, right?
You could rent a boat. Perfect timing, by the way. Sky is prime time dime. It's like just at sunset, right over the ocean, blue skies, clouds everywhere. Those are definitely cumulus clouds. So,
all right, not cumulonimbus.
Not cumulus. Those are storm clouds. Yeah, can't have that.
So, I'm going to assume that he's got some money. It looks like he's dressed nicely. His new fiance, maybe, or whatever, looks nice too. I'm just going to say they've been on this boat drinking all day. It's probably one of their boat. Looks like he's got some money. So,
is he wearing socks? Is he wearing socks right now on the boat?
Well, you don't wear shoes on a boat, but also you probably don't wear socks.
You definitely don't wear socks. That's bizarre.
Maybe he's got some fungus going on. That's probably a deal breaker, right?
Yeah, maybe he took off some Sperry's and I don't know. Getting too deep.
So let's keep going with this video.
Are you stupid?
All right, pause. That man's reaction was the correct reaction.
Are you stupid?
Yeah, that is the correct reaction. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, you don't have the video feed. The man who was holding onto the ring for our boy who's trying to get engaged right here, you remember a couple of weeks ago, the Kirk Cousins video was like, here's Kirk throwing a ball. And then like everybody on Twitter was like doing the mashup video where they'd go out and run a route and the ball would be like 40 feet over their head.
A massive overthrow.
Right. So making fun of him, making fun of Mitch Trubisky, whatever quarterback. But anyways, That is how far off this throw was. I mean, it was not remotely close.
He underhanded it too.
Yeah, shouldn't that be simpler?
You would assume, but the arc of how he threw it and the power, way off the charts. Way off the charts. It was several feet over the groom's head, the fiancé-to-be's head. There was if he even jumped up and did the Odell Beckham catch, he wouldn't have been able to even grab it. He needed the sticky gloves and everything. It would have been impossible.
I've been the best man in a wedding and had to hold on to like a ring, and that's not even the engagement ring, like the super expensive one. And the entire time I'm like panicking, constantly feeling my chest pocket to make sure the ring's still there and everything. I don't understand how you can be that lax about this, which kind of leads me to believe that this video is a complete fake, or this was like a prank that we're playing on the girl. But
let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue. So that dude goes full Michael Phelps. Goes right in. If he was not previously the best man in this guy's wedding, he is now.
Instantly promoted. He jumped off the boat in jeans to go fishing for this engagement ring.
Now, just play out the scenario. What if that guy doesn't know that this is a prank, and like he jumps in after this ring? And I mean, I don't want to go too dark with it, but like maybe he doesn't know how to swim. I don't know why he would jump in a lake, but
some people are dumb.
The other thing is, like, you know, to react that fast. Like, what if he had his phone in his pocket?
He probably did. He was wearing jeans.
Who
wears jeans on a boat? What is with who are these people? What are they wearing on boats?
I don't know. I can tell now it's be like a classier, you know, like sunset cruise or whatever.
I guess they weren't expecting to go into the water. That would make a little more sense for the attire that was kind of put on there.
Yeah, it could be like a fall day where it's not super warm out.
Yeah, but well, what about the groom? Wouldn't the groom be jumping in there? Why wouldn't the groom be jumping in after the super expensive ring that he's got?
This seems fake for that reason. And he doesn't even really like react. Let's pull it back up. See if we can get a genuine reaction out of him.
Could this?
Does he even move?
Let me say, yeah.
Are you stupid?
He was. Then again, I've never proposed before, but I'm sure you're thinking a lot more about other things than jumping up to grab a giant a ring that's thrown 5 feet over your head.
Generally, it's something along the lines of, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up.
Exactly. I figured I fucked this up, I fucked this up, I fucked this up. Wait, so if you're going to propose, wouldn't you have the ring in your pocket?
You would think so. I mean, maybe he's wearing tight pants and you can't put it in there without her seeing it.
Those are tight pants.
This guy's wearing tight pants.
All of them.
That is a bold move.
Bold move, Con. Let's see how it plays out. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just fully botched. But the woman she was hysterical, apparently. Never mind. I was going to say she took it well. Nope. Are you kidding me? That girl sounded wasted. That was the friend recording, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is I feel like other people would have been recording as well. You know, like your friend's about to get engaged.
The angles.
There are a lot of questionable things going on here. And so the first comment on this is obviously on Reddit. One of my favorite subreddits, win stupid prizes. Mm-hmm. So not sure if the guy who jumped in knew that it was a prank, but either way, the future groom found his new best man. So pretty much.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that all checks out.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Are you drinking?
No.
Why not? What are you, a dad or something?
Yeah. I drank some beers last night and played Roco till about 1 a.m. I'm fucking terrible at that game, by the way.
What is Roco?
Rogue Company, the one I told you about
last week
ago. Yeah, last week or 2 weeks ago. Just 4-on-4. It's kind of capture the flag task. Yeah, it's not worth really playing, I guess.
For some reason, I was always good at capture the flag. I was always the attacker who'd sneak around and get the flag without actually killing anybody, and then just like running away.
Yeah,
because then Will was always the main slay who just dome people that were chasing behind me. I guess that's how I was so good at the game. It's really coming together now.
Yeah, I was playing with Will and a few other people last night. I'm so clearly like the worst first-person shooter, third-person shooter, whatever, in that party, and they're just like, I'm maybe 8 beers deep, and I'm just like chasing people around and totally getting slaughtered, and they're just pissed off to all ends. What are you gonna do?
In a game like that, you can't have any weak links. If you have
I-
a 4-on-4 and you just have drunk Smithers just running, chasing people, and not like doing objective work, yeah, that could get frustrating.
I mean, I planted a few bombs and shit like that. It's not like I was completely worthless. I did some damage and stuff.
You got to be the body shot guy.
Yeah, like I'm meat shield. I will run out in front of people so you don't get shot.
There's a use for that. There's a place for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
News to us.
All right, let's get into this. I have to apologize. I sent you the trailer list pretty late. Is it okay to assume that you watched these?
I watched both. Yep.
Perfect. Is the Sleepover a kids movie?
I couldn't quite grasp if it was, because I mean it feels like Spy Kids, but like not as kid oriented. You know, it seemed like there could be some actual funny parts there. It's more, I guess, it's more of a family film than it is just for kids.
But the people who star in it are generally like starring in darker or comedic movies, like that are more mature, I suppose. So Malin Ackerman, Ken Marino, and Joe Manganiello. Ken Marino, I think the first thing that comes to mind is Party Down, like in a very raunchy role there in a TV show that's kind of like that. Joe Manganiello is like kind of an action hero, Magic Mike and shit like that. So I don't know. I can't tell if like they're switching to this new kids genre or if this is going to be more of a comedy. But it's kind of, so Ken Marino is with Malin Ackerman and Joe Manganiello is her ex.
Right.
So he's like way better looking and he's the stud and everything. It's just kind of like this dumb spy thriller.
That's a great little trope, though, is to be like, oh, I'm married to this super hot woman who actually is a spy, like, extraordinaire, who's married to Joe Manganiello, who's a stud. And then you're just feeling like a little, not like an alpha. You know what I mean? You're just like, oh, this guy's just bigger and better than me. Fuck.
Yeah, Ken Marino's very not alpha.
Exactly. He's great, though. He's in What Hot American Summer, Role Models.
Yep.
He's fun. He's a funny dude, actually. I like him as an actor.
Agreed. So this is coming to Netflix. I don't have the release date on it, but they don't drop shit way ahead of time. So I'm guessing it's coming later this month.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. It doesn't really have a release date on that per se.
I think the more interesting trailer that I sent you this week is called I'm Thinking of Ending Things.
August 21st, by the way, is the Sleepover.
So 2 weeks. This, I had a really hard time taking anything away from it because it's kind of like Glitch in the Matrix type stuff where like the teaser video is a dog, dogs like shake to, I don't know. Why do dogs shake?
Yeah, to get all that extra wetness off, just keeps them drier. I don't know. That's just a weird dog thing.
Dry too. Fuck, man. My mind's kind of blown right now. Why do they shake? Anyways, the dog just like keeps shaking and it's very unsettling. It's something you don't see a dog do for more than like 2 seconds.
That's what I would get from this entire trailer, was just I felt unsettled the entire time. And Toni Collette's in there. She's very odd and very bizarre too. She plays this role perfectly from what I've seen. So if I love Toni Collette, she's a fantastic actress.
Absolutely.
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you didn't mention Meth Damon. It's our guy. He looks like he put on a couple pounds though.
Probably for the role.
Man, can you imagine being an actor and being able to say that? Like, yeah, I wanted to be a little thicker for this role.
Exactly. It's a perfect excuse. I wish I could say that. I'm just a
fan. Jessie Buckley is like the main character in this, and she's dating Jesse Plemons, and they go to meet Jesse Plemons' parents. Toni Collette's the mom. I didn't recognize the guy, but everything is just like slightly off about this. And do you think it's going to be the rest of the world is crazy, or like she's going nuts?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think, I think it might be her that she's kind of losing her mind, or she's going into this weird Matrix world that's kind of, again, like you said, is a broken Matrix version of what's happening. when they broke it down at the very end of the trailer, like time doesn't go by us, time goes like through us kind of deal. It's weird, like gave me like a weird back chill.
Yeah,
Kind
but
of something weird to think about.
Parallel universe type shit than psycho thriller where she's she's the one going crazy.
Yeah, kind of like in Get Out, more or less. Like you're not sure what this world is about, and then he kind of is in that world and realizes what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. Wong, it really like piqued my interest, to be honest. I thought this was actually a great trailer. I'm definitely gonna watch this.
What is it that makes something like a dog that won't stop shaking like that so unsettling though? And how do you think of it? How is somebody putting this movie together and thinking, it would be really fucking creepy? I want that job.
Just getting stoned at thinking of things in weird ways to be like, that would be fucking weird, dude. This dog is never going to stop. Is your dog ever going to stop shaking? Why is this taking so long to get the water off? I don't know.
You know what else I was thinking? I don't know what you just triggered that in my brain, but what do you think the least hated food is? Like the most generally accepted, this is good type
Pizza.
of. What about people who are like lactose intolerant? I guess I was thinking about this because somebody said they didn't like ketchup, and I was like, who the fuck doesn't like ketchup?
Strawberries. Everyone loves strawberries, I feel.
Except
potatoes.
For Tom Brady's never had a strawberry in his life.
He doesn't not like them though. He just never had them.
Well, he thinks they're going to kill him. That and tomatoes.
Really?
He uses to eat. Dude, Tom he's a nut job.
Different breed of human. He might not be a human. Potatoes is a good one. Azrael in the chat.
Yeah, like potatoes, rice, something very.
You can just do so much with potatoes.
It's something bland, but like you can make it into anything.
So yours is the least hated food, not the most liked food.
Yeah, I guess so. Like I can't say I'd ever before today heard somebody say that they didn't like ketchup.
Chocolate.
Some people aren't into sweets though. I don't know, man.
Some people, that's for the health reasons though. No, like the flavor. No one's like, oh, I don't like the taste of milk chocolate. It tastes so bad. No one's ever said that.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how we ended up on this roll, but anyways, this movie looks creepy. I'm thinking of ending things. I'm 100% here for this, especially like you said with Toni Collette. I think she should stick in horror. She's really good in these creepy ass roles.
She's got such a range from being an actress. She can do anything from Knives Out, where she's like kind of a ditz, but also to Hereditary, where she's like this worried mom that goes into it, just gets insane. Oh my god.
I loved her as Tanya Harding's mom too in I, Tonya. I thought she was great in that role.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god, yeah, dark and like depressed, like
piece of shit. Like
shit person.
I wonder if it's harder or easier to play the perpetual piece of shit in a movie. Like if you're inherently a good person, like when I'm playing a role-playing game, I have a hard time picking the option that dicks somebody over,
like in D&D.
Yeah, even video games where you have like Witcher 3, you can save this person or you can just let them fucking die. I'll always go save the person. I don't know why. It's just like a guilty conscience thing.
Yeah, just always trying to be naturally good. It is kind of hard unless you like are, for me, unless you're actively going for like the evil route. It's always hard. Even when you're doing it, you're just like, oh, this guy was so nice though. I kind of don't want to murder him and his family. Stop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, murder.
Party, like, oh, look at me, I'm a clown dancing over here. And then you start the coronavirus pandemic.
Yep. Come here, Georgie.
Remember when we thought that was a big joke? Coronavirus. This is going to go away in a week. Brick started at our D&D game because he threw up in my front yard, and now like, all these people like that. It's terrible.
Yeah, nightmare situation. People are closing things down.
I'm very distracted today. I think I didn't sleep enough, but let's keep going with the news.
That seems pretty standard for you now.
Max has been better. He had his 2-month check-in, and he's like 12 pounds now, and he'll sleep for 5 hours at a time, which doesn't sound like much, but is kind of a blessing.
That's big time.
Video games, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just get up earlier.
I've got something here that sounds like it's pitched directly at you, Mr. Period Piece. We got our first look, which is basically just pictures at a movie called The Devil All the Time. And let me read you the synopsis for this. Set in Ohio between the end of World War II and the beginning of the Vietnam War, film follows a nonlinear storyline of various disturbed people who suffer from the damages of the post-war and crime. So I feel like that's enough for you because you know this is a period piece and it's based on the ramifications of people who are in battle.
Yes, anything post-traumatic stress is crazy, especially for like what they went through in previous wars. World War II, crazy as fuck. World War One, obviously. Vietnam, but this is the beginning of Vietnam, right?
Between Vietnam.
Okay.
So it's like peak Red Scare, probably.
Okay. So nonlinear is this did you say it's a film or is it a like a
the movie? So listen to the cast too, though. So the first image that I saw from this was Tom Holland driving a car, which is already weird for me. I can't picture it. Like I feel like he's 15, even though I know he's in his 20s.
Yeah, he doesn't get his permit yet. I agree
So
with that.
this has got Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland, Bill Skarsgård, Riley Keough, and Sebastian Stan. That is a very star-studded cast.
And Jake Gyllenhaal is actually the producer too.
Oh, is he? I didn't
Yeah.
see. Maybe that's how he gets all these. Do you think it's easier being a producer in Hollywood after you're an actor and like you're a widely recognized one?
Definitely, especially with Jake Gyllenhaal though, because his acting resume more or less is like amazing. He's worked with so many people, done so many good roles that once you meet people, you're like, hey, yeah, I can jump into this role. And especially if you have some sort of like whatever they're talking about in this movie is like the post-traumatic stress syndrome from post-World War II.
Yeah.
So non-linear, I'm kind of interested to see how that goes, as if it's like a Band of Brothers type of thing, where maybe their stories can kind of tie into each other, but it doesn't really go in terms of, or is it like Tom Holland? Is it all right in between that era, or is it all going to be like maybe Tom Holland is much older and or not Tom Holland, but like other people in this are much older when they have these post-traumatic stress like things that kind of pop up, or is it all going to be?
You got guys in different ages all over the place. I guess Robert Pattinson is kind of ambiguous in that way. Like he can play anywhere between 18 and 40.
Right.
But Tom Holland's definitely younger than Bill Skarsgård. Well, maybe not. Sebastian Stan seems like the oldest one.
Yeah, it really does, honestly. But it's weird to see how they're going to play out this non-linear story. I'm very interested to see what this is about. It looks like it comes out September 16th.
Let me back up though. Give me your favorite Gyllenhaal movie.
Ooh.
It doesn't even have to be that. Like favorite role of his that he played.
Let me look him up. Brokeback Mountain, obviously. I never saw that.
I really liked him in Nightcrawler when he's got to be a complete weirdo.
Okay, yeah, he was fantastic because he was like he was so weird in that movie. There was something Bubble Boy.
Thanks, Azrael. That's a good one too.
There was something particular about him that was just so bizarre, I want to say, when Nightcrawler, when he was like up all night and like addicted to his craft.
The idea that he didn't know how to be a regular person. He's really good at immersing himself in those roles. That, and also I really loved him in Jarhead, which wasn't, I guess, a great movie, but he does again play a good role as like the unhinged guy who's seen some shit and can't deal with it anymore.
I was a big fan of him in where is it? October Sky. Great movie.
I'm trying to remember what that is, but
that's where he's like, he works in like his dad works in like a coal miner town, and he doesn't want to be a coal miner, and he wants to like build rockets and stuff.
I remember, I can see like the movie poster of this in my brain.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's just his face just like looking up into the sky. October Sky. It makes sense.
Let's move on. $30 is way too much to pay to go see Mulan, right?
No question about it. No thanks. Pass.
That's like 6 times too much.
Yeah, we need to absolutely boycott this film until it gets lowered so they don't feel like they can do this for Black Widow or other bigger named movies for Disney. Fuck all that.
I mean, you know what the better option there is, right?
Straight to streaming for free.
I was going to say, just pirate the shit.
Of course.
I mean, I'm not paying, no chance I'm paying $30 for this. I get the idea. Disney's going to put a premium on this because it was supposed to be theatrical. They want to recoup their money. And in theory, you could have a family of 4 or 5 that are all going to watch this, and $30 is okay.
Exactly. It's like a trip to the theater minus the whole theater experience. Unless you have a projector at home and a popcorn maker, $30 is too much. Fuck that.
Yeah. We talked last week. I think the sweet spot for like on-demand movies is $7 or $8.
Anything under 10, depending on what it is. This should be a $10 movie. I would pay double-digit $10 for. I wouldn't do it for Mulan, but I would do it for like Black Widow. I would do it for, or like
that was the other thing I was wondering is I know that this sounds exorbitant, but what if it was a movie that we actually really wanted to see?
$30 is still way too much. Yeah. Because there are a lot of people for us that are just going to be watching it with maybe someone else, one other person, maybe even watching it alone, and $30 is just absurd. No thanks.
I mean, I would say 90% of the movies that I watch by myself, either because
Same.
Erica has zero interest or like we have a kid,
Yeah. And even before all that, you probably still watched it by yourself anyway.
One of the best feelings for me now, I guess not now because I haven't been able to do it in like 5 months, but going to the theater alone and not having to wait on anybody else is so liberating.
Oh, it's brilliant. The first couple of times I did it, I was like, why don't more people do this? This is amazing.
The first time I did it, I was like, oh God, people are going to think I'm a loser. And then I was like, wait a second. Fuck these people. This is awesome.
100%. Oh, I can just go sit down it used to be anywhere I want. Didn't have to like look for seats of 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Have my own opinions. Don't have to worry about talking. Just sit there and settle into my own feature film. Not have to worry about what'd you think of the movie? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, let me just.
My wife is terrible about that because she's consummately not paying attention and texting her on the phone, and then she'll just like lean over and be like, what happened? Yeah, I'm okay going to movies by myself.
Yes, give me that. And plus, it's a dark room anyway. Who's like, look at that loser in the front row alone. Get some friends, dude.
I guess the one thing I can say is that I've never run into other people that I know while I'm going to a movie by myself. So maybe that would be weird. But also, I wouldn't. If that did happen, I wouldn't like go sit with them. I'd be like, okay, guys, enjoy the movie. I'm going to sit over here by myself.
Exactly. Oh, sexy, yeah.
All right. We've been talking in the last few weeks about all these TV series that are coming back. Beavis and Butthead's getting a reboot. Clone High is coming back. The Daria spinoff series. And now Ren and Stimpy is happening. And this is coming to Comedy Central. It's... yeah. Are you old enough to remember Ren and Stimpy as it aired?
You idiot. Yes, I am.
Okay. My dad hated this show, and if he ever caught me watching it, because he realized how filthy and like the double entendre that was going on constantly.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, I didn't. I was just like, this is dumb. There's a dog and a cat, and they're idiots. I didn't realize there was like, they were pantomiming butt fucking each other.
Yeah, a psychotic Chihuahua and Stimson J cat, a dim-witted Manx cat, who goes by the nickname Stimpy, have a host of unusual adventures. My dad loved this show. He thought it was fucking hilarious. I definitely knew what this one's about. It's such a stupid ass show. I'm so pumped for the reboot. Actually,
I can't wait for like the dumb interjections like Powdered Toast Man and commercials for Log and shit like that.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we were kind of in a slow news week, but there are a couple deals that have been struck that I wanted to talk about briefly. So let's talk about Jonas Cuaron, who's the son of Alfonso Cuarón, one of the most famous directors, whatever. Jonas, the son, was also somebody who co-wrote Gravity, that was widely regarded for some reason. I thought it kind of sucked, but anyways, Netflix has hired him to write and direct a new movie about the Chupacabra. Brick, do you know the Chupacabra?
Isn't that like a small like creature that captures children or something like that?
It doesn't really eat children. I would say it's kind of like a southwestern tale, maybe Southwest US, Mexico. It's basically a carnivorous cryptid beast that goes around and sucks the blood out of like goats and shit.
Creepy.
Yeah, it is kind of creepy. But this movie will show a teenager making friends with a young chupacabra, who then he has to save. Obviously, this is just, I can't tell if this is going to be fucked up and scary or like heartwarming, like Iron Giant type stuff.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm out on this. I'm looking at what the Chupacabra kind of looks like, and it looks like just like a gross little dog. And so
Yeah,
if
pretty much.
you're gonna befriend the dog, you're gonna like the dog's gonna die, and the people are gonna hunt it down and kill it. No thanks. I'm not gonna Frankenstein this Chupacabra. I'm out.
Yeah, but if like baby animals are adorable,
I'm opting out.
baby tigers are so cute, but they'll grow up and murder your face.
Ugh. I'm gonna send you this picture. You have to put it up there because it's
Great,
fucking gross.
The other reason this article stuck out to me is because it reminded me that my very first ever gamer tag was El Chupacabra.
Oh, really?
Do you remember your first ever gamer tag?
Big Brick, BIGG Brick.
Okay.
It was me.
Something a little more creative, but
Yeah, no. Looks like a vampire bat with like a dog that has been malnourished for months.
I think it looks like a cat crossed with a bat. It's pretty accurate.
A cat bat.
Yeah, there's a lot of this is the type of image that I'm more familiar with, like bipedal, stands up on his hind legs. But
Ugh.
yeah, interesting stuff.
That's a cool name, Chupacabra.
I think that's why I picked it. Like I didn't give a shit about the story. I just wanted a cool sounding name.
Yeah, flows off the tongue.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I had Big Brick was because we had Big Willie, 42, was Wilpo's first one, and then we had our other guy was Big Beefy Malawi. We had our own little gang.
The Big Gang.
Mm-hmm. Big. That's from the NFL Street games. NFL Street, NBA Street. Remember that? EA Big. Yeah, throwback.
All right, the other deal that got struck is with Ryan Reynolds, who was just signed on to star in a family quote-unquote monster movie produced by Lord Miller. We talk about them all the time. They did Into the Spider-Verse. They've done Clone Eyes coming back, and they're going to do that. This is also going to be directed by Paul King, who directed Mark's favorite movie, Paddington. And this is based on a short story called Everyday Parenting Tips. But apparently, something in the middle of this, like at some point, Ryan Reynolds is defending his kids against the monsters that live under their bed. I don't know how this is Everyday Parenting Tips or like some kind of heartwarming story. That sounds kind of terrifying.
Everyday Parenting Tips. Maybe it's just like ironic that, like, oh yeah, Everyday Parenting Tips. Fight the monsters underneath the bed type of thing.
That's fair. And plus, I'll watch literally anything with Ryan Reynolds in it, as evidenced by 6 Underground. Was that the name of that movie?
6 Underground. Hell yeah. That movie was dope.
No, it was terrible, but I still enjoyed the shit out of it.
Oh, absolutely. Whatever happened? What's any news on Free Guy? That was supposed to come out, like, right? Obviously got delayed.
It wouldn't come out yet, but it probably would have come out this fall. And at this point, who the fuck knows when?
No,
anything's
originally was release date was July 3rd, 2020.
Wow, really?
Sad day.
Shit, dude, that movie looks amazing. Hopefully we can get it on video on demand soon. Tenet is still like doubling down on no, we're only going to IMAX theaters and all this shit. I don't know how long you can hold out on that.
Yeah, right. That's gonna be tough. It looks like they have a new theatrical release date, which is gonna be December 11th, 2020. So
something to look forward to, I guess. I don't know.
I guess.
We'll get to this later too, but there are theaters opening in some places, like when we get to
Florida, California, Texas.
It did open in 129 theaters, and that's kind of probably in just a few different countries. That's not nearly enough to sustain making movies like this. It did have a good, rental iTunes cash in, but still, it's not the same. So,
what was that movie you said?
Which one?
The one you just talked about, the 129 releases.
That is the Tax Collector, which we're going to talk about briefly.
Briefly.
Shortly.
Right. Yeah.
Soon?
And probably will be brief. It'll probably be brief.
Best.
We the best!
Worst.
The worst! She's the worst person in the world. Huge skank, terrible, but thank you.
Wait, are we not gonna talk about the Suicide Squad game from Rocksteady?
Fuck, my bad. I completely skipped over that. Go ahead.
Dude, I'm so pumped for at least the new Batman type of game to be released. The one thing I'm worried about is if they botch it by having it be more linear than open world, because I think it'd be tough to kind of switch. I don't know if they'd be able to switch between the characters. Are you one character that has to kind of reel in the Suicide Squad? Are you able to choose which character you are and then kind of beat up the bad guys? I don't know what route they're going to take. I don't want it to be a linear Marvel game. I want it to be similar to being able to do Batman and kind of maybe switch out characters. Maybe each character can get you to access to a certain area or something like that.
Yeah, I was just going to say just like the Lego games, because that's pretty much how those work, where you can swap different and play as different characters, but you have to go back after you unlock characters later to get into certain areas and shit like that. That's probably more likely.
Who do you start out as, you think?
Just because of the popularity right now, I'd say probably Harley Quinn.
But wouldn't you think that would be a character that you'd want to be able to unlock? Like you'd be like, ooh, there's Harley Quinn. Let me go try and unlock her or something like that later down the road. Something to look forward to. You don't want to give away all the good pieces right away.
But if you're talking about like a marketing pitch, it's probably going to, like, front and center on the cover is probably going to be Harley Quinn, because
guaranteed.
All right, now we can do Best Man Alive. Now I'm going to let you pick which one of these stories you take the lead on. Do you want to do the Troll Doll or
I'll do the Boar. The Boar. So, a man in Germany was at a nudist beach. While he was in the water, a wild boar came over, ate his pizza. First of all, eat all your pizza before you go into the freaking pool or the water. And then it proceeded to steal his entire bag and then had his laptop in there. So he was chasing this wild boar and baby boars around this nudist park. More people had clothes on than anybody. I feel like he was the only nudist there, seems like, from the pictures that were on the internet. But he was chasing this boar every which way. Apparently, a little bit later in the day, he did finally catch that boar and he did get his laptop back. So all in all, good story overall.
So first of all, thank you. We're going to play this short clip from City News, which is a YouTube channel. They did the heavy work and blurred out this guy's butt for us, so we didn't have to. I don't want to get pulled off Twitch and YouTube and shit, but this guy's haircut is bad.
It's real bad. It's like he has a cowlick in like the 3/4 mark of his head, and then he parted it in a way where it like accentuates how chubby his cheeks are.
I just really hope he got a bowl of soup with that haircut. Anyways, let's cut back to this.
Avert your eyes for this. I don't know, but this is we're going out there on this one. This is a German man and all his bits and pieces, now famous, Melissa.
Boy.
After he chased down a wild boar who stole his belongings at a nude sunbathing park in Berlin, Germany. We've been good. We've censored it for you. The man can be seen running full on after the boar, who he said ate his pizza before making off with his laptop bag. I hate it when that happens. I really do.
Aggressive behavior from this boar.
Anyways, the man was swimming. The boar came and took his stuff. He did track the boar down, got his laptop back, and all ended well. But you can say a lot about our stories that we talk about, but they're never boring.
And we're going to kill it right there for obvious reasons, because what is it about these dumbass news stories where you have to throw in the worst pun you can possibly think of?
Well, we won't bore you to death. The worst part is the other person having to fake laugh about the joke afterwards.
You have to. Like, you can't completely screw your co-host on that. But
ha ha ha! Oh, Tom! Ha, you dirty dog! You.
This is definitely in Canada, by the way. I'm pretty sure this is Ontario. But I've unfortunately seen the uncensored photos of this. This man loves beer and schnitzel. He
Bear and Schnitzel. Oh, that's a wild boar. Took all my belongings. Oh my goodness.
he
Come
very
here, little
clearly
boy.
has no shame. He's at this nudist camp, and I know that it's more accepted in Germany than it is in the United States, but it's still extremely strange. He just lets it all fly out. The other thing, if you thought to pull your camera out and take pictures, you really couldn't get a video of this.
Seriously. This is 2020. Everyone's videotaping everything.
She's literally taking pictures probably with a phone. You easily just switch to video. Do you know how funny this would have been if we could have thrown the Benny Hill theme music underneath it? Speed it up a little bit.
I can't, yeah, absolutely speed it up a little bit. But I love when they showed the pictures. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 people besides the man running for the boars. Not a one person is even remotely trying to help. Like no one's even throwing out a hand. Everyone's literally just turning and like laughing, just laughing.
I mean, I think, would you help the guy?
No.
I think I probably would. See, this is my curse. This is why I can't play a role-playing game.
Oh, I'm too nice. I've a heart of gold. I couldn't even help this. God, you're something else, dude.
I know, I'm the worst. It's just like, put yourself in that guy's situation. Don't you want some help?
Obviously, but you got yourself into that situation. You're butt ass naked, left pizza, and a boar took your shit. It sucks, man, but
how weird. This is something I could see happening in Florida.
It probably was Florida, and then the mayor's like, we've had too much bad news. Can we just make this Germany?
Bribing somebody. I think in Florida would probably be like alligators or snakes or boas or some shit there.
I thought there was a lot of wild boar there too.
There are along the south. Probably something like that would happen in Texas, where the wild pigs are like out of control.
Or Arkansas.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I need you to tell me what I should think of this. I mean, I know what I think, but we're only going to play a snippet of this. It's very uncomfortable. This is a woman whose daughter was gifted one of the Trolls World Tour dolls.
She's super cute. Well, I was showing her to my husband, and I heard some other sounds that I had never heard before. And if you look down here, I figured a video was the best way. So I just touched her tummy, and she's going to sing for a minute.
Of course.
But down here is a button right here on her privates. And if you push those, she makes these sounds. Boop.
Stop. Who says boop when you press their taint?
Boop.
That is very uncomfortable.
It literally sounds like the sound you would inaudibly make if someone stuck their finger in your butthole without realizing, like with you not realizing it. Boop.
Wow, that is oddly specific. I don't know what to say to that, but this woman posted this video because she got a little extreme with it. Maybe it's just because, you know, she's an overprotective mother or whatever, but she's saying that this is like grooming kids to be okay with being I don't really know how to say this without getting too graphic, but
Diddled.
being okay with being touched. I wasn't going to go there, and you pulled the diddle card.
Well, I'm surprised it took you this long, and that's now that you have a child, that changes the way your diddler humor goes.
So in the interest of time, I'm not going to show the full video, but like on the box that it comes in, it says, you know, talks about the button on the stomach and all that shit. Nothing about the second button and the different sounds that it makes.
So they just randomly have a second button in there that just does boop sounds when you press it.
Pretty fucked up, right?
Yeah, that is fucked up. What is it? Was this a Hasbro
This
toy?
is Hasbro, and there was a change.org petition because apparently that's the only thing that people can think of anymore to talk about shit like this. But
Of course.
250,000 signatures to pull this off. She makes more noises, by the way.
The gasp?
Those are overtly sexual, right?
Yeah. What is going on? This is a Hasbro toy for those for the Trolls, like the movies that came out, right? That just came out
Mhm.
with Justin Timberlake and stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's not a mistake. It can't be. Somebody somewhere rubber stamped this, and somebody high up at Hasbro was like, no, this is fine. We can go with this. That is fucking weird.
That has to have like checks and balances for that to happen. What?
That's my
all right. Where are we gonna put the button?
Somebody needs to be held accountable for weird shit like that, right?
Yeah, where are we gonna put the button, and what sounds do they make? Seem like they're critical to the toy and its success.
That shit ain't right.
It's fucked up.
We should stick to stories about mention. Oh, this one. Here we go. I will show you this picture real quick to get back onto the lighter story. This is what the gentleman looks like. I think that this is censored enough. That is a large, unashamed man with a very obvious beer gut.
Oh yeah. Wow. Plenty of beers. Leinenkugels. I was going to try and think of a German beer. I couldn't think of a German beer.
Heineken?
Heineken. There we go.
There you go. Okay. That poor man. I'm glad he got his laptop back. All right, Brick. Are you ready to talk about Shia LaBeouf?
Dude, Shy God, you mean? He's amazing. This movie was amazing.
You know.
Obvious, because I already am a believer. I pray to Shia every night.
He needs like believers. Justin Bieber has believers. He needs like I don't know what it is, but
Shiites.
I was gonna what?
Shiites.
Do you know what a Shiite is?
Yeah, it's an actual thing.
It's a Muslim. Yes, it's probably.
Exactly.
I was gonna say Shia guys, like Shy Guys, but
oh, that'd be a good one. And then you could wear weird masks like the Shy Guys.
There you go. And the red outfit with a belt and the hood up all the time. Hell yeah! All right.
Would have to add some sort of Shy spin
yeah.
zone into there.
Yeah. We're going to review The Tax Collector, and let's just say from the jump, you know what you're going. If you've seen the trailer for this, you know what you're getting into. All right. Let's get some shit out of the way, though. This is currently at 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, up to 58% from fans at last check. I will double check that right now. There weren't a ton of ratings in on it, but
Rotten Tomatoes just dropped a score because it's 17% now.
Okay. I'm seeing 18% and 60% from fans.
I guess I'm doing the Google review that says Rotten Tomatoes has 17%, 82% like this movie. Weird.
Okay. Does that qualify as a popcorn flick?
I would have to agree. Would have to say that if that's the case. Let me go into actual Rotten Tomatoes. So Rotten Tomatoes has 18 to 60. Yeah.
It
has to be popcorn.
Does a popcorn flick like have to be liked? I don't really know a different way to say that, but like if we call something a popcorn flick, does that mean it has to be enjoyable?
No, it does not. It just means shut your brain off. Don't expect anything too like, monumental with this movie, but you'll go in there and see some fucked up shit or some cool shit and you'll be fine with it afterwards.
Right. So if you wanted a little broader fan base score on IMDb, it's got a 4.7 out of 10 on just over 1,300 votes. So I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt. If you're into this, if you watch the trailer and you were like, fuck yeah, this looks awesome, then you'll probably like it. If not, you won't. Stay away from it. But The Tax Collector follows Bobby Soto, who plays David, and Shia LaBeouf, who plays a guy named Creeper, which is perfect.
Yep.
They basically they work for a local crime lord, and they get a cut of everything that happens in terms of retribution for protection. Fair. So David is kind of the lead in this story, which I think made it suffer. Not necessarily that he did a bad job, but because he was outshone by Shia. And if you watch this show, you know that I'm not the biggest Shia LaBeouf fan, but that I got to give the guy credit where credit is due. He was excellent in this.
Did you like his accent?
Yeah, I could probably do without that.
I could have done without that too. It was.
I don't know, and a lot of the I don't know, a lot of the reviews are like, this is appropriation and stereotyping. I mean, is it these are the same critics who watched The Irishman on Netflix for 4 hours and were like, yeah, this is fucking brilliant. Like, that's not stereotyping.
Right.
I mean, there are stereotypes everywhere. Just because something actually exists doesn't mean you can't write about it. Like, there are Hispanic gangs in LA. There are the Bloods in LA. Like, what are you mad about?
Yeah, and the way people talk is based off of who you have around you. If you're to be hanging out with gangbangers from South Central LA, they're gonna have a bit of an accent, and you're gonna pick up on some of the lingo that they say, and you talk like them. People talk like people in their areas. It is what it is.
I don't know. Like, it's not my position to be upset or not about this, I guess, but I wouldn't be super mad that Shia LaBeouf plays, a Hispanic hitman. I just don't care.
And is he even playing Hispanic? Is he not? He could be a white person. Is he not?
That's a good question. I don't actually know.
He doesn't need to be considered the Hispanic. He could be just a white boy that just kind of picks up on some of the lingo and talks like him because he's just around him all the time. That's what I was thinking. That's what I thought.
No doubt. This is very much a David Ayer movie, though. So he wrote and directed this, I believe. I didn't know David Ayer was from Champaign, Illinois. Okay. Anyways, David Ayer, you would recognize that name because he did Bright, which was Mark's favorite movie. He directed and wrote the first Suicide Squad. So obviously James Gunn's doing the next one. He did Fury, End of Watch, SWAT, a bunch of stuff like that. Like he's got a type of movie that he does. It's like action, kind of gritty drama.
Yeah.
And this
Spot on,
is
actually.
way far from that.
Not at all.
Go ahead.
What did you think about, like, the plot itself for the movie? Were you into it? Were you like thrilled to follow along with this, or did you not really care?
Don't care. The underlying plot of this is like they work for a gang lord, and another rival gang lord comes up from Mexico, and now
Conejo.
They don't know what's going on. Did your copy have subtitles when they spoke Spanish?
Yes.
Fuck, mine didn't.
Oh, that's
That's
a bummer.
really annoying. I don't know. Maybe I had it turned off or something, but I speak a little bit of Spanish, but I had a lot of trouble keeping up. And most of it was just out of context, like call somebody a pendejo. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I get it. And muerte and dinero, etc. But
E2, etc., etc.
I did want to talk a little bit about how this did, though, because it was the top rented film in the iTunes store over the weekend. This just dropped Friday. So over $1 million in digital rentals. It also made about $320,000 in 129 theaters. So we talked about that a little bit. I don't know where these theaters are. It's not really clear on that, but it is the third ever film to top both the video on demand and box office in the same weekend.
Okay. Well, who's been dropping that?
That's like a new baseball does this shit all the time. Like most hits ever on a Tuesday when the sun is not shining.
Yeah.
It's like a weird confluence of events. Hey, this is a new record.
Yeah, he went 3 for 4. It was a weird day. Exactly. It's because Shy was in the trailer and people are clamoring for any sort of new content. And the fact that there was Shia LaBeouf as a crazy person in the trailer for 2 minutes, I felt like it showed a lot of that in what you're going to see of the Shia LaBeouf crazy, which is kind of a bummer. But I loved him in the role. I wanted more. But again, like you said, Bobby Soto didn't do a bad job. He didn't do a bad job, but you want Shia LaBeouf to be more involved, I think.
Was this kind of a bait and switch out of the trailer? Because I remember the trailer focusing on Shia LaBeouf a lot more.
Well, that's your main selling point. If they would have showed a majority of Bobby Soto, I don't think it would be doing as well as it did. Also, I think that's kind of where it's going to be peaking, more or less, is only this weekend. Like after it, I think a lot of people that I spoke with hated it, to be honest, because I think they wanted more Shia LaBeouf, to be honest.
I think that all comes down to what else is coming out soon. The other thing that we could have done this week is An American Pickle, the Seth Rogen HBO Max movie where he plays both roles.
I watched that right after.
Okay, so we'll save that for your recommendations, but I am curious. Why don't you tell me your final verdict on this movie? Like, was there anything that you liked?
George Lopez was in it, but just so that I could say, look, it's George Lopez, and that was pretty much it.
Did get to slap Bobby Soto across the face.
Yeah, I liked him, and I actually did like George Lopez when he did the role that he did play in this.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just didn't really care for David, or I mean, he was good, he was fine, but like the story behind it, I was like, I could give a shit if this guy dies or not. I don't care if his family lives or not. I mean, they're not good people. You're not really.
Yeah, you're trying to empathize with basically a villain
who's been murdering and killing people and beating people up and taking 40% of people's cuts because of what your dad's and used to be, kill people and do the same thing. It's like, okay. Was he also about to leave at not at the very end, but like when he was driving down the street and he like pauses and stops, and then he like has like a weird flashback with Shia LeBeouf, and then he turns around to go back and get his kids? Was he going to leave his kids? How fucked up was that?
None of this movie made any fucking sense, to be perfectly honest with you. They made some, in my opinion, very dumb decisions with the characters and what happens to them. The acting is fine, I guess, if you're into that whole, LA gangland type thing. They do introduce a crew of Bloods, and their leader drove around in a minivan, which I found hilarious.
Amazing.
Yeah, the other thing is, they're not afraid to be very gory. There's one scene in particular where a guy ends up missing half of his face, and it did make me go,
yes, that was fucked up. They did have some very good graphics in terms of some of the effects that they had, and some of the after effects that people got murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Was very well done. And what do you think of the villain, Conejo? He must have had a rough childhood. Come on, Conejo, Bundejo. Just like, all right. Now
it's
I'm
like
going to kill people.
I don't know, like something that rhymes with shit.
Yeah, dickweed or something.
Dickweed, yes, absolutely.
Hey, dickweed.
Or Stimpson, because then people will call him Stimpy.
Exactly.
There was one very good joke in the middle of this that I cracked up at, and without spoiling it, there's a scene where a woman comes in and she's clearly a psycho, and Bobby Soto like looks at Creeper and is like, dude, that is the female version of you. You should marry her. And Shia looks at him and is like, yo, dude, I ain't kidding. I can actually see it.
Yeah.
That
she was
funny.
A lunatic. She was literally an insano person.
And I think why that's why Creeper's character worked, because he was so clearly unhinged as well. He's like, yeah, there's no afterlife. Like, I'm just doing whatever. And when I die or when I kill people, the last thing they're going to see is me, and I'm their god.
Exactly. I didn't like how they shoehorned in the guy that he was so like a stout Christian. What is that? Devout Christian. A stout Christian. He's short and
He
stout.
could have been a little stout too. You don't know.
Yeah, but like, oh, that's why I can do what I do, because God gives me the forgiveness afterwards. It's like, okay, so you can just go around murder people. And then, oh yeah, God was like, yo, that's fine, dude. You good. You prayed. You said, what up? See ya. You good, dude. No.
They shoehorn a lot of shit in this. Like, there's a scene where one of the characters is doing jujitsu just specifically so they can flash back to it later on at the climax of the movie. It's very dumb.
Yeah, that was literally just force fed into you that just randomly cut into. Like, what, Shia LaBeouf wasn't even there. It was just David, right?
Yeah. I
was like, oh, I thought Shia LaBeouf was there. This was a flashback for Shia at first. And I was like, oh, that's how he got the cauliflower ears, you know?
So is that prosthetics, or are his ears really like that now?
I would imagine they're prosthetics. I don't remember him ever having those kind of ears, because I would have remembered.
It's like college wrestler level bad. He's got huge cauliflower ears. So that was the first thing I thought of when I saw him in this. It wasn't like, oh, look, he's pretending to be Hispanic or anything like that. It was like, holy shit, his ears.
Yeah, Creeper apparently is the more volatile and unhinged member of the two-man collection agency. His cauliflower ear says he's an ex-boxer. his speech patterns say he's a white guy who wants to be a Mexican gangster, and the fact that LeBeouf playing him is automatically gives him touch for crazy insanity. This is actually just a review from the rep, but what is he a boxer? Well,
they never mentioned that.
But do you get cauliflower ear from being a boxer? I thought it was more wrestling.
You can, but I think it's more prominent in wrestlers.
Because I thought it was because you're looking when the mat hits your head and you like get twisted and it just like rubs on your ear. I thought that was how
it's basically just like severe rubbing of anything. And like you try to wear headgear or whatever, it doesn't matter. It still fucks your ears up.
Yeah, no, those are some fucked up ears. Cauliflower ear is crazy.
But
I think it is a prosthetic.
Yeah.
Say that again?
Give me your rating.
You don't need to see that.
I really can't. Maybe there's somewhere out there on YouTube there is a supercut of all the best Shia LeBeouf lines. That was really the price of entry is covered by him, and there's nothing else. There's nothing else that this movie does that's interesting or original or anything like that. I think this is just another David Ayer. Hey, I want to make a gritty crime drama.
Yeah, sounds like Remy agrees.
Remy's going nuts. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so what do you skip it as well, or?
Yeah, this is a skip it for me. I really like to know what Mark actually thought about this.
Yeah, you'll see this on FX in a month.
Yeah, with all the best scenes cut out.
Exactly.
I was thinking this is like a Stars movie.
Maybe. It's definitely not going to be an HBO.
Yeah.
I don't know. HBO needs more. I know they don't. They're fine.
No, they really
HBO.
don't. I think this is like a Stars Cinemax type thing. But
yeah, it's not even. Right. It's not good.
Let's move on because we've wasted enough fucking time on this. You have a recommendation. Give me a very quick American Pickle review because there's a possibility that we'll be doing a full review next week.
I didn't like it very much. I wanted more. It wasn't as funny as I thought it would, as I wanted. I'm used to Seth Rogen being in hilarious movies. I got through about 3/4 of it and I fell asleep because I was so bored. But
not a ringing endorsement.
Not a ringing endorsement. So I don't know if we do a full-on one. Maybe I'll have to actually watch it and sit down. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll catch a few more jokes. But I would rather not. I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest.
I would prefer that we review Umbrella Academy because I think that you would absolutely love season 2. Season 1 was good. I think season 2 is better. I'm about halfway through it. It is very much, it's set around the 3 years within the Kennedy assassination, and they're in Dallas. So the setting and the lore, if you will, is excellent. I think that the soundtrack that they use captures so much about not only like the mood, but the locale and the different class types that were in Dallas in the 60s. It deals with segregation and stuff like that too. There's a scene with a sit-in that is very uncomfortable, but is very well done. I just think this is an excellent series, and season 2 is off to a great start.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe if you can get through both seasons by next week, we can do that instead.
So question is, are they hour-long episodes, and how many episodes are there per season?
They're like 45 minutes. There's 10 episodes in each season.
20 hours of content. Less than a day.
Call it 15. Yeah.
Okay. That's not terrible. I'll try and make it happen, but I mean, can't guarantee anything.
Just wear a diaper and you'll never have to leave the couch. It's fine.
I did just get my room set up. That's what I did all of today. My projector is dead center, ready to go for some mega viewing. So maybe I'll pop it in. I did watch
that you're sitting in, or it was like, is that?
So this side is my closet. I was able to fit all that shit in there. It's all the closet space I needed. And then this side is gonna be a whole office. Okay, that just did a terrible job.
You are going to give me a seizure.
Yeah. So this part's the office.
Okay.
I'm gonna have, once I get my desk in here, I just had to buy a camping table in the meantime. But there's the room over there chilling. Khaleesi.
Very nice.
I could get that done. Khaleesi's, nope, she's gone. She's gone.
All right. The other thing that I wanted to recommend real quick is a video game. Have you had an opportunity to play Fall Guys?
No.
It is. So right now it's free on PlayStation Network, which is the reason why everybody's playing it right now. But it's a Devolver Digital game. It's, I think,
Devolver's
$20
great.
if you don't have it. They just make these weird ass games, and this is so perfectly Devolver. It's just like basically what you get dropped into generally like an obstacle course, right? With like 60 other people, 59 other people, I guess. And it's just like a game show type thing where you go round by round and it narrows down the field until there's only one person left.
It's like MXC.
Yes, or like Wipeout if you like that on ABC. That's pretty much what it is. You're just like these dumb little characters that don't like, there are no characteristics, but you can change the color of them and shit, like customize it and stuff. But it's very addicting. Erica loves to watch me play stupid shit like this, and actually I stuck my son in front of the TV for a couple minutes, and he just like the bright colors and stuff reminds me of Overcooked or Moving Out, like those type of games, those type of graphics,
and the customization.
Yeah,
like you can wear a chicken hat and
colorful, cartoony.
Yeah, it's like you're like a basic Goomba, if you will, of like you're just like a regular Play-Doh guy, and then there's like pirates and stuff you can have, and it looks pretty fun. And for the MXC thing that I'm thinking of is it looks like they have a boulder dash one where you gotta run from boulders, try and run up a hill. But
Yeah, the
also,
Indiana Jones type thing, and shit like that.
Or when they're sprinting into the walls, and you just like you just get obliterated by an actual like reinforced wall. It's so
like one of the courses is there's 8 walls laid out in front of you. Some of them are real, some of them are fake, and you have to find the one that's real and like you can actually get through the door.
Dude, this
59 other idiots all trying to do the same exact same thing and cram into one space. It's hilarious and it's just stupid, and since it's free on PSN, I think it's absolutely worth a play.
Oh my god, it's actual MXC. They have that game, they have the boulder game, they have the soccer ball game that you like use your face
to
score goals. That's fucking hilarious.
It seems to me like an absolute hit from Devolver. It seems like something that didn't take a ton of work to actually program and shit, just because it's basic textures and all that. You're not worried about graphics, but it's endlessly fun.
This is what Mario Party should have been like all like this
I
kind
got
of
that,
game.
and also like Super Monkey Ball. I got a flavor of that in there too.
Yeah, dude, I like it. I might have to. It looks like it's on Steam too. I might have to jump on Steam, check it out. Looks actually very fun.
Anything else you want to drop before we wrap it up?
Nah, man, I think we's good.
All right, cool. So we are back this Tuesday night for our 13th installment into our D&D crawl. We are actually in hell, and we're in one of the BBEG battles right now. So
everyone's still alive
so far, but we got buffed real hard before this battle, and there's still there's fire elementals and shit coming after us. Shit's gonna get real this week. So
hot damn.
7 p.m. Central on Tuesday the 11th. But tune into that on Twitch, twitch.tv/the_Chumpcast. You can find us on all social media platforms at the Chumpcast. You can also call or text us at 847-920-6107. I guess until next time.
Chumps out, motherfucker. Peace.